Mic check.
There you are.
Is there a visual or is just audio?
You're gonna. We see you as long as you talk. We see you, and then I'm gonna put up something while you're talking anyway. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, hey, my name is Dr. Alvin S. I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Spring 88, TD Square, Valdosta State University. The name of my company is P5 Designs. It's a Roman numeral 5. And the brand that I focus on for vending is my OmegaBlazers.com brand. And the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about when you optimize your vendor experience, it first starts with having the right product or products. Um, I've been vending since 2014. I pretty much with Omega, and I've gone through a few products, and I've actually settled in on blazers. So I kind of stumbled on the fact that there were people that were offering polyester blazers, in which I was as well. But what I realized is grown folks don't wear polyester. They want wool product. So I went to work. It took me 2 years to get everything figured out. And I started selling blazers, the 100% wool blazers. And I sell smoking jackets. So one of the things that I did was I would go around the trade shows looking at all the different products, which is called environmental scanning. I wanted to see what everybody was selling. And ultimately, what I realized is nobody is selling what I sell, which are the wool blazers and the smoking jackets. So the biggest thing I would tell folks is, and speaking from the standpoint of not only being an Omega vendor, but being Omega, just because you slap Omega Psi-Phi on something doesn't mean it's going to sell. The first thing you have to do is understand what are our true colors, and those are royal purple and old gold. It's not the athletic gold that you see, that yellow gold. That's not our primary colors. So you can start by making sure your products have the authentic Omega colors. That would help you. When you're thinking about vending, I see a lot of vendors, they're coming in with truckloads of product. Oh man, they got so much product. And let's just say that your product costs you 60 cents and you're selling it for $1. But by the time you get through at the trade show, you've made 60 cents or less. That means you just broke even with what you actually purchased. So the only people that made money was your manufacturer. You didn't make a dime. You actually lost money because you have to have travel, you have to have hotel, you have to have food, and all those things as you're figuring in how you optimize your vendor experience. So the first thing I would tell everybody is you have to take a look at your products and get a great understanding of what the customers want to buy. And I have a three prong model, and that's what's the problem or issue that you're seeking to solve, what's the solution that you're providing, and who is willing to pay for it. So I identified a problem that there were no 100% wool blazers, and my solution is a 100% wool blazer, but it's custom made to measure. So I further differentiate myself, and who's willing to pay for it? Pretty much, it's gonna probably be the brothers that are 40 and older, because at that point they're a little more set or settled in life financially, and they're going to be able to afford my product, which starts out at $600. That includes the shipping, so it's $550 a unit plus $50 shipping is the starting point. So my biggest thing is I would tell everybody, you want to optimize your products and not try to come out there with so much inventory, realizing that you have to figure what you need to sell to break even, but what you need to sell to even make this business worth doing. Because by the time you add everything up, if you're not making the right amount of money, you're going to find that you're not going to be in this business long. that's kind of the gist of my presentation is product optimization, and I'm open for questions.
And while we're looking for questions, I did make a cost benefit analysis worksheet that we will have as a tool to give to everyone who's watching this. And what some things that we need to look at. Like, for instance, if you're going to a convention and you're spending like $15,000 on inventory, and you're going to spend $2,500 to get there and to stay in a hotel and to pay for food and to pay your staff who came with you and for the parking and for the move-in fees. If you're only selling $1,000 worth of stuff at the convention and you've spent over $12,000 to make it there, have you really made some money?
No.
No.
Lost money.
You've lost money. And
Yeah.
the first thing, and the first cost is your time to plan. So the planning part is when you should start calculating that money that is costing for you to get there. The time to order, the time to think, because your time is precious. And then you look at the real materials, the ordering, the advertising, the shelving, the decor, the gas to get there. So there is a cost benefit analysis that everyone should do before they go to a convention. From the time that you decide, hey, I'm going to do this convention, that is when the clock starts ticking on cost. And your time is one of those first costs. So I will be sharing this cost benefit analysis. It's talking about the booth. It's talking about the registration for the organization. It's talking about of course, the products, of course. All of that stuff goes into your cost benefit analysis to see if it's worth your time. And if you're bringing too much stuff to a convention, Alvin, tell them what you do.
I have a non-inventory based model. So I take orders at the convention and I ship my stuff later. So my product takes about 30 to 45 days to receive it. And I explain, I use the Amazon model. You pay me the money for the product and I ship it to you. So in terms of setting up my booth setup takes me less than 30 minutes. I have one of those tents. I pop the tent out. I hang up about about 5 blazers, 3 or 4 smoking jackets, and I'm actually wearing my product every day. So that's the extent of my inventory. So I don't have any inventory costs because my product is custom made to measure. So I don't have that moving cost of everybody trying to handle your inventory and even having to buy inventory, months in advance, because you have to, depending on where you're getting your inventory from, how much inventory you're getting, and how it's going to be delivered to you, whether you're shipping it through the ocean or whether you're flying it in. All that had to be taken into account. And you don't need to have this delusion that you're going to come to an Omega event, even where it's the conclave, and you're going to hit the lottery. You're not. You're going to make some extra hustle money, but in order to be a vendor, to make some livable money, you have to attend all these events, all the state meetings, the regional meetings, and the conclave, all over the country. And you have to identify, is it really worth it? Do I have a product that's really worth me doing all that? Can I make enough money to make this worth my time, which is the most, as Angelica talked about, is it going to be worth my time?
Awesome. And please, if you would like to get a copy of the cost benefit analysis worksheet to use from now on, it's in Excel format. Just let me know in the link. And let's give a big thank you to Dr. Alvin S. Perry. You are a great thought leader, and you have a phenomenal business model. I love it.
No questions?
Okay. I think there may be some in the chat, but I know to make sure that I'll get those to you. for
Okay.
sure. I think I saw 3 in the
No,
chat.
he just had a couple of shout outs for sharing the knowledge.
Yes,
So that's
people shouting you out.
I think you got people scratching their head now thinking maybe I need to do that. It's just, with that business model, keep that, because then you got really good idea of your cost. You're not playing it. The thing is, you go to a booth and you see 45 smalls and then one medium, and then they don't have your size, right? So now that vendor's sitting there with a lot of product, but then no, none of the people that they cater to are at the table. And I think Dr. Perry just hit on something at the top was, hey, he understands who his customer is, right? So he knows, like, when he was able to quote the demographic and where they are in their phase of life and how that aligns with the product that he provides. Those are the little things that help create the big things. So shout out to you for providing a product, knowing what your product is, and then knowing who wants it. So hopefully you can.
Yeah, I sell the grown man stuff. When the folks come in my booth, I tell them, hey, this is a grown man product. If you're not a grown man, you might want to keep walking.
Yeah, the basketball jerseys are down there, right?
Yeah, the basketball polyester, you can go get that polyester stuff, someone else's booth. But my product, you can't get from nobody in the United States but me. Nobody.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you. And you got some shout outs going on. Thank you, Dr. Alvin S. Perry. I love to say your name. That's why I always say it.